What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick start guide on SEKTOR. And like I said in my noob guide, this is just a quick start guide slash starter guide. Everyone doesn't know everything about the characters yet. This is just to get you started. So let's get right into it. I feel like SEKTOR is a very interesting character. The three things I'm mainly going to talk about in this video: the first thing to get out the way quickly, is this character meant for you? Second thing, the guide. The third thing, my first impressions of the character. So let me put this on screen right here with my shameless plug to my new join button on the channel. And if you see right here, I feel like if you play any of these characters that I'm showing right there, I feel like you will like this character. This character is very unique. Check out my archetype video. I feel like my archetype video is really good at breaking characters down. And I made an archetype video on what are the 5 archetypes in Mortal Kombat. And I feel like this character might be the best of the 2 combined archetypes of being a rushdown slash mix and a zoner. So I feel like this character might be the best under that archetype potentially. We don't know how good the character is yet, but it seems like she has all the tools to thrive in that archetype. So let me go ahead and remove those from the screen right there. Now, let's get into talking about SEKTOR. I feel like SEKTOR has a lot of good, straightforward tools. Like, if you just picked up Chaos Reigns and you want the easiest chance of winning and you want the easiest character to just jump into it right away, this is your character right here. Like, very easy character to pick up, very straightforward. So let's start going over this character's tools. First of all, this character has a very good mid. Very, very good mid. Let me turn this frame data on right here. Shout out to NRS again for making, you know, the PC settings better, just overall. But yeah, let's start talking about this mid. This mid is great. Look how far this goes. Now, it's a 15 frame mid that is mega forward advancing. Like, let's look at the max range on it. Right there. That is very good for a mid, like, to say the least. And it gels too. So that means I'm gonna set her to do the mid on me, and I'm gonna try to duck because it's a mid high. You cannot duck it. So when they do that mid on you, it gels into that high. They can't duck it and then punish you. So that is very good. This is a string you could just throw out. Now, it does have like a little weakness behind it, not a big deal. You can't do her best hit confirm into it. You can't go into the teleport off of it unless you meter burn. But the good thing is the string has a follow-up hit. So if you press 2 at the end of the mid string, you get a launcher, which you can do into the teleport, which is great because you end up getting this combo right here that I might drop because the timing is a little weird. Hit it first try. So that's going to be your combo off of hitting this mid string completely and then confirming it. Now, I did right here, I did forward 2 into the up missile because I find it more consistent, but you can do off of this string standing forward into the missile and then try to get the jump into it. I find it much harder to time, and I'd rather just take that 1 less percent and have something more consistent. So yeah, that's the mid string. So now let's talk about her. And one thing I want to mention is her movement is cracked. Like, look at this dash speed. Like, that movement is ridiculous. But I just wanted to mention that before I completely started talking about it, because we're going over the strings right now. Well, I'm going over the strings right now. Now, this high string right here, she has a 7 frame high into a mid, and this is meant to be her ender, but I think it's a very bad ender, honestly, because the last hit takes too long to splat. That's one of this character's weaknesses. Her enders are very bad for the most part. It just has very bad enders. But besides that, there's a lot of other good things. So yeah, that's like that string discussed. Another string I feel like we should talk about is this. Off of this string right here, if you press down after it, not string, off of this normal, she gets this charge move right here. Now, I'm not sure how good this move is going to be. It looks pretty niche, but it could be good. We don't know yet. It is +9, so that's good, but it has really crazy pushback on it. So yeah, that's just to throw that out there to talk about that move. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, honest. Now let's go over the low. I feel like her low, let's go over the low and the overhead. I feel like they are trying their best not to make this character completely mixed base just by herself. They want to make it to where she needs other characters to mix you. Because this low right here, you can't like cancel it how it looks. Like this is the full string and it kind of just forces her to do the whole thing. Now you can do this. So see, it's a dial. I'm only pressing 2 buttons and I get the full string. Now I can cancel the first 2 hits, but most cameos won't combo off of just the first 2 hits. You need the full thing. So yeah, I feel like her low is going to have, you know, that weakness behind it, but it's still a good low because it's a 14 frame armor breaking double low. So that's going to be very good. And that means she's going to be very hard to fuzzy block because, in case you don't know, when it comes to characters, if they have a double low or a high low, it's very hard to fuzzy guard them. And the fuzzy guarding is basically is when you know a move is faster than another one, so you block a certain way. So if a character has a 14 frame low and a 20 frame overhead, you block low, then overhead. But if they have a double low, it messes with your head, or a high low messes with your head worse. She doesn't have a high low, but at least she has a double low. So with this low, you know, there are some characters she can obviously get combos with it, like Movado and Janet, but I feel like she doesn't really need to worry about the fact that she can only get combos off of that with specific characters because she has so many other tools. But one of the main characters I think she's going to be really good with is Sonia. I'm going to talk about that more, but yeah, she gets something off of it with Sonia, and she can do the low into Sonia and get a full combo from the low, which is very good. I feel like Sonia is going to be like low-key one of the best picks for her, and I'm going to talk about that some more like after I go over her kit one. So yeah, the low is good, but not great. It's like an 8 or 7. And then the overhead, they really tried their hardest for this overhead not to be like just ridiculous. They wanted this overhead to be unsafe, like most of the times. And they wanted you to have consistent options against it, like Shao's overhead or something like that. It's only +2 on hit, so you're not getting much off of this overhead. But with Mataro, oh yeah, you're definitely getting something with it, which is really good. So let's talk about the main combo she gets off of Mataro. That's very, very good. So she can do any starter she wants, basically, like this, not the low, the overhead, the mid, and let's see if this works here too, the 1-1. So all of these starters. So I'm just gonna show you the most highest damaging start. So that. Now look at that damage right there. So this is if you're cashing out. That's almost 50% for like 2 Mataro calls, which he comes back very fast, and 2 bars. That's going to be a really good cash out combo. And if you only want to spend like 1 on it, that's still 40% for 1 of each resource. And spending Mataro is nothing because he comes back so fast. And Mataro really helps his character out like a lot because you also get the overhead combo. Like most characters, she can't really do anything over this overhead. Like, look, she can't even overhead into Mataro low. That comes out really fast. It looks like she can't do overhead into back Serena. She can't do overhead into back Sonia. But with Mataro, she can do this. You do the same combo like I showed you before. Let's try that again. So that's 39% off of a overhead. That is just very, very good. Again, this character is going to have no problem opening you up because she has a 24 frame overhead, which people are still going to get hit by, and a 14 frame low. And they're going to get hit by it because this low is double hitting. So if they try to fuzzy you, they're going to get hit by the second hit of this low a lot. So yeah, that's very good for her. So on top of having decent mix-ups with the overhead and the low and the good mid check, again, she has that really good damage combination with Motaro, and also Motaro gives her an armored wake up. This right here is her armor, and let me go ahead and check that again to make 1000% sure so you can read it right there. See, has armor and cost a bar. So this is her armor, and off of this, again, another confirmed. So she has an armored launcher with Motaro. That's just very good. And look, see, that's another way she can do a low with Motaro right there. If she wants to commit and she really thinks you're going to get hit. Yeah, so this character definitely works with Motaro very well. There's so many different options with him. So another thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to talk about this float more when it comes to Sonya, because I feel like people are sleeping on Sonya and Sector because they have some really good synergy that I'm going to show off. I'm just showing off the Motaro synergy right now. So another good thing about this team is you can pop that missile right there that is completely covering the air. You're not getting like through that. And if you dash in after calling this missile, you see it hits like right there. It hits right there. So you can dash in right there. And if it hits, you can get a freaking combo from it. Now, if you hold up, it'll go like straight. If you do nothing, it'll go right there. So let's go ahead and show you right there. It's called the Sidewinder. So they got close, mid, and very far. So the very far one, if you hold forward after you do it, I think you can just like dash in and get a full combo if it still hits if you're holding forward. But I haven't tried it yet. But it looks like it should work. Try it one more time. It might be able to work. But again, that's just something that's really good with this. It controls that whole screen right there. So you see, you can do it and then call Motaro. Because they have to respect you. They can't move. They can't go back. They can press forward, but that's about all they can do. They're going to have to respect that. And you can kind of control like what you do after that. And do anything you want into confirm. So that is a really good way she can control the neutral with one of her special moves. Let's talk about another special move. She has this rocket right here, which if she thinks she has the high one right here, and of course what a lot of people do when it comes to that is they'll start ducking. Nope, not against this team, because boom, meter burn, and now you're gonna eat a full combo because you decided to duck. So the zoning is definitely strong on this character. She also has this one as well, a high one. So you can try to go to anti-air her sometimes and she'll just be able to do that and like fake you out and still control the screen with these. She has very good projectile. On top of having a teleport too. And this, like she's Mrs. I can't, she's Mrs. You have to freaking deal with my zoning, but I don't have to deal with yours. That's what she is. So, yep. Miss, I can zone you all day, but you can't zone me. That's this character. And a lot of people do seem to like that archetype. So, another thing to mention with her neutral control in a way is this move right here. Again, I'm going to talk about this more with Sonya. I feel like this move is decent, but I feel like they should have gave it more options. It's okay, though. It's good. It's going to maybe be a good anti-air. Let's check it right here. That's one of those if you know. Yeah, that's one of those if you know. But no, that's bad. That's a bad anti-air. But if you know and you're ready, you can maybe hit them with it. So yeah, I just wanted to cover a lot of her strings and her special moves to just get those out of the way. So I think we talked about all the really important things when it comes to, yep, her base tools. So now let's get into the main part what I wanted to talk about. What I really feel like might be underrated. She just came out and I'm already saying it's underrated because I really don't feel like people are talking about this much, and this has potential. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and switch this to Sonya and this one to Matara. Actually, let's switch this to Movado because I actually wanted to show off some stuff with Movado too. Now with Sonya, I feel like this could potentially be her best cameo because Sonya gives her something very good that I haven't seen anybody talk about yet. So Sonya got a buff. With Sonya, you get an instant air overhead now. Like everyone gets an instant air overhead with Sonya for half a bar. That's really good. But the dumb thing about it on Sector is you have this float move here that goes into a low. Okay, you see? You can do it from very far too. They have to guess from like right here. Now, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, float. So it's either float low or float into instant overhead. You're guessing. Like, you're guessing. You're not reacting to that. That is ridiculous. I don't know why people haven't like been talking about this. I know the patch just came out, but y'all haven't labbed Sonya yet in this float? Like, this is ridiculous. The fact that she can get a full combo. Now, if she wants to do the low, it's going to be unsafe. But for a mix-up that potent, there's nothing wrong with it being unsafe. Because this doesn't look unsafe if you do this. Because they're not showing the frame data off it for some reason, so you can't tell. But that definitely does not look punishable. I'm going to jump right after. Yeah, that doesn't look punishable. But that mix-up is very freaking potent. And you could do it from like right there. So that's going to be very good. This is the team I'm going to be personally testing out. And I feel like this team has potential to be very good. And, you know, like I said before, how you don't get a combo. See, right there, off of just throwing the string out with Sonya. You do that. And get a combo from it. And also, with Sonya, she gives you a low confirm. The combo's a little tricky, but she definitely gives it to you. And she also gives you that low. So Sonya does a lot for her. She gives you crazy 50-50. She gives you really good confirms without having to spin meter. She gives you a real low. Now, she doesn't give her an overhead. She doesn't. But I feel like that would be kind of ridiculous because just the fact that she can double overhead you like that, a lot of people are going to get hit by that anyway. But yeah, she doesn't give you overhead. Even this one doesn't really work. But if you let the overhead string rock, she gives you that. So I feel like Sonya might be an underrated one for her. On top of the fact she can hold Sonya and then just like slide in, get a full combo. She's in there. I feel like, again, this team could be very good, but just the meat and potatoes of this team is the fact that you could do this. Like, that's crazy. And they have to guess. If there was a way to make this low safe between this mix-up, this would be like one of the best mix-ups in the game. Like, really, like, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, that's pretty much talking about what makes her so good with Sonya, in my opinion. And with Movado, I feel like you can either go Movado or Janet. It's whichever one you like more if you want to. But Movado gives her a throw combo. You can combo in like that. And Movado also makes it very easy for her to combo off of the low. So, because you just get that pop up. And Movado also makes her overhead like at least combo. But still, they didn't want this overhead to be that strong. It's obvious. But with this overhead with Movado, if you want to unsafely commit, you could do this. So yeah, you get the overhead combo from Movado, a low combo with Movado, you get a grab combo with Movado, you get the, you know, typical confirms that Movado gives everybody. I feel like these are very good assists for her. And yeah, that's pretty much everything about this character. The character is very straightforward, basic, has really good tools to check you, and really good zoning, really good counter zoning. She's potentially a very good character. I'm not sure where I would place her. This is probably we'll get to like my first impressions of her, because when I first saw her, I thought she was like potentially top 5. But as I labbed her more and started to notice some weaknesses, you know, because she really does need assist for a lot. And she also has terrible enders. Her enders are trash. Like, she has some of the worst enders in the game. But again, she still has so many strengths, like her movements, the fact that she does have a double low and a good overhead. Well, not a good overhead, but a decent overhead. Her throw animation is not normal also, so that's going to open a lot of people up. I feel like this character, at worst is going to be mid-tier. At absolute worst. I don't see this character being bad. I see this character being mid-tier or top tier. The only time will tell. So yeah, that's just what I think about this character. I feel like this character has a lot of potential, and I'm very hyped to see what people do with this character. And this is the first character I'm probably going to go play right away. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And put my shameless plug right there again. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and Nickopz out.